Hello and welcome. So today, guys, it is all about affordable fragrances because I'm sure sometimes you ask yourself, do I really need to break the bank in order to smell fabulous? Well, I'm here to tell you today that you really don't have to. There are quite a number of fragrances that are affordable and that will give you that beautiful feel, that are perfect for spring and summer, and that perform exquisitely. The 5 fragrances that I'm going to share with you today are all under $100, with the exception of one that's $102. But because I'm sharing that one, I will also be sharing with you a bonus fragrance that is definitely under 100. So I do have a total of 6 fragrances. Some of these were launched during 2025, I think a couple of them. Others have been in my collection for quite some time, and this will not be the first time that I talk about them. But they are so good, and now they're so affordable that I felt that I needed to share them with you. So let's go ahead and jump right in. But before we do so, if this is your first time here, I'm Arahi, and I'm your fragrance concierge because I'm totally committed to creating the best fragrance experience for you. I upload videos multiple times a week, and on this channel, we love to talk about all types of fragrances. So if that sounds like the type of content that you're interested in and like a good plan, then please consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget, leave a comment. Let's go. So Carnivale from Brown Girl Jane is a fragrance that from the first moment I tried it, I knew that it was something special. But I have to tell you that this is a fragrance that you definitely want to try on skin. This is not one that you can just spray in the air and just try and get its essence. No, this is one that you really have to try on skin and allow it to interact with your skin chemistry for a little bit so that the fragrance can bloom. This is a fragrance that was launched in 2024 and it retails for $102 at full price. So if you get it like on a sale or something like that, it will definitely be less than $100. But when I tell you this is a beauty for the spring and summer seasons, it opens up with a very realistic mango note. But by the dry down, that mango, it's not that it's gone, but the fragrance becomes more of like an ambery fragrance with a very nice background, not strong, not overpowering, but a very nice background of fruity notes. But I can tell you that to my nose, the dominant note in this fragrance is the mango. And the mango is very juicy and ripe. But at all of that, this is more of an ambery fragrance that is perfect for the spring and summer seasons. I also think that this is best suited for any age, so anybody can really pull off this fragrance. This is a totally feminine fragrance in my opinion, but you wear whatever you like. The only thing I will say about it is that this is not a beast mode fragrance at all, guys. This is like a 6-7 hours tops if you overspray kind of fragrance. But look at this little cute bottle. I just drop it in a handbag or, in a tote or anything that I'm using for the day. And I just respray whenever I feel like it because at that price point and with this incredibly beautiful scent, I think it is totally worth it. Please let us know if you've tried Carnivale from Brown Girl Jane and how do you like it? How does it make you feel? What do you pick up on it? So Q by Dolce Gabbana is a fragrance that was launched in 2023. So this is not the Intense because if I recall correctly, now in 2025, they did launch another Q, but that one is the Intense. No, I'm speaking about the 2023. This is a fragrance that I absolutely love because, it only retails for $59.99. And by the way, I will be sure to leave a link to where you can pick up all of these fragrances at the price point that I am giving you because I do know that there are other retailers that may have them a bit more expensive. So I'll be sure to link them all in the description box to where you can pick them up for well under $100. Now, some consider Q like a cherry fragrance, but to me, this is not a cherry fragrance. This is a citrusy, fruity cherry fragrance. This is one that is more about those citrusy notes. And I have to tell you that the note that I really pick up in this fragrance is the blood orange. The fragrance opens with it. It does open very fresh, immediately setting the tone for a perfect for spring and summer type of fragrance. I also love to layer with this one, and I think that the cherry, while not being the star, is definitely present, and you are going to like it because it's not like a synthetic kind of cherry. It's not a photorealistic cherry either, but it is definitely a juicy, ripe, and sweet kind of cherry. The thing is that the cherry is balanced with all those other citrusy notes, creating like that fruitiness. Although this is a fragrance that retails for $59.99 or $60 and you get 100 ml, this is a beauty when it comes to performance because it does give me a very strong projection during the first hour, hour and a half. After that, it does become a skin scent, but it is a very strong skin scent that will carry you throughout the day because it does give me a full day wear. It is also a fragrance that will get you compliments. Is it like crazy with compliments? No, but every time I wear it, I get at least one compliment. It is citrusy, fruity, sweet. At the dry down, it is a bit powdery, not very powdery, but it is a bit powdery. And you have to know that this is definitely a musk-based fragrance. But at that, I have it like at a level 2, a very weak level 2, because although you may pick up on the musk, it's really not about the musk. It's really about the citrusy notes combined with the fruity notes and a touch of white florals. Let us know, have you tried Q, the original from 2023? So LaVanilla from Pure Vanilla is a fragrance that I have discussed here on the channel before. And by the way, this is my second bottle, and that is my second bottle of Q also. These fragrances, because they don't cost much, you know, I just feel that I can just spray them. And they're very easy to carry with you, like if you're going to the beach for the day or if you're going to any outdoor occasion. They are very non-offensive fragrances that you can pull off easily. So what I love about LaVanilla is that this is like your vanilla lover's fragrance because this is truly all about the vanilla. If I recall correctly, there is some patchouli here, there is some freesia. And, you know, overall, what I pick up is really on that vanilla. I know that there's a touch of florals. I do pick up on that touch of florals, but it's really not about that. It's really about the vanilla all the way. The other thing that I love about this fragrance is that it also has tonka, which brings to it like that caramelly kind of accord kind of touch. So the vanilla is not a very dry or unsweetened vanilla because the tonka does its job by bringing that to the table. But this is a fragrance that is perfection to layer it. If you layer this fragrance with any of the fragrances that I'm going to share with you today, oh, it just takes them to the next level. This is definitely a basic staple. Now, although this is a fragrance that you can easily pick up for $48, which is, you know, the link that I'll be leaving for you, I want you to know that this is not a beast mode at all. This is not a fragrance, in my opinion, that was designed to be a super performer. I think that this is a fragrance, I mean, look at the bottle. It's in a thin bottle, very easy to just throw in your bag and go with it and just spray throughout the day. Because this fragrance really only gives me 6 hours tops. And after that, I do have to respray. Now, when it comes to layering, this is perfection because again, although it does have other notes, it's really all about the vanilla. But I think that for $48, the quality of vanilla that you get in this fragrance is really something that you may want to try. Un Jardin sur l'Anil from Hermes is a fragrance that last time I did affordable fragrances for spring and summer, I did include this fragrance because there's no way that I can have a lineup like this and not include it. This is my second bottle. And the last time that I shared with you, I was still on my first bottle or my second bottle. I don't know because I've had this one forever. Now, this is a fragrance that has very interesting notes, guys, because you are going to find carrot, tomato, some florals, some fruity notes, but there's a lot of interesting notes in this fragrance. But when I tell you that this is an exquisitely beautiful fragrance, and you may be wondering, okay, Arahi, this is Hermes. How is that going to be affordable? Well, I'm here to tell you that yes, it is. So this is a fragrance that has been around for quite some time. I think it was initially launched in 2005. So I was able to find it for $65, and I will leave the link for you. But I also want you to know that although this is an eau de toilette, this is a fragrance that performs beautifully because it does give me a full day wear. It does have a very strong projection during the first hour. After that, it does become a scent bubble for like a couple of hours before it becomes a skin scent. But I tell you, this is a fragrance that also has a sillage that is exquisite because it will get you a ton of compliments. The last time that I shared this fragrance with you, I told you the story about how I went to lunch with my friends, you know, like my besties, my lifetime besties, and they asked me what I was wearing and I told them what it was. And the next time that we met, at least 2 of my 4 friends were wearing this fragrance and they didn't even tell me that they were going to pick it up. They just asked me what it was. I told them what it was and they just went and picked it up because I tell you, this smells so beautiful and it is perfection for the spring and summer season. It is a fragrance that is sweet, fruity, very aromatic, I am telling you, because that combination of like tomato and I think it's carrot seed and mango, but the mango here is not a juicy, ripe, sweet mango. No, it's more of like a green mango, not like the skin of a mango, but it's like the pulp of the mango when it's still not ripe yet. That's the scent that you're going to get, and it is so real. But I tell you, this is a beauty. I promise you that if you try this fragrance, you are most likely going to fall head over heels and make it a lifer for you. Since I've discussed this fragrance here on the channel before, please let us know if you have this fragrance or if you tried it and your thoughts. The next fragrance that I want to share with you is a 2025 launch. And I have to tell you that when I sniffed this fragrance, first of all, let me just say I had no intention whatsoever to pick up this fragrance, but I was at Sephora and I was just minding my business, sniffing fragrances here and there. And someone, I think it was someone that suggested at Sephora, and it wasn't someone that worked there. It was like someone that was standing next to me. And she suggested that I take a sniff of this fragrance, and oh my goodness. So I am speaking about Clementine Dream from the 7 Virtues. Now, Clementine Dream is a fragrance, guys, that is all about the clementine. Let me tell you. This is such an incredibly beautiful fragrance that is perfection for the spring and summer season, true perfection. And it's retailing for, I believe it's $92. And I'm going to link it for Sephora with you because we are in the midst of the Sephora sale. So some of these fragrances, you can pick them up from Sephora and get them at 20% off, or, you know, whatever your level is, your status is. So this fragrance does have a ton of vanilla. Like a ton of vanilla, but the clementine is the star above the vanilla and above some of the white florals that you find in it. I do pick up on the florals, but I have to tell you that they're very faint because this fragrance is what I would call a true fruity fragrance with a vanilla base because it is all about the clementine and the vanilla. What I get is clementine from the opening all the way to the dry down, but this is a sweet, very citrusy, very vanillic, and by the way, at the dry down it does become a bit powdery, but on my skin it's just a tad powdery, not very much, because again, the clementine even overpowers. So the next fragrance that I want to share with you is the last one, and this one really is such a deep love, but I'm having to wipe it because this one will show fingerprints all day, every day, I am telling you. So I am speaking about the latest from Billie Eilish, and this one is Your Turn. So this is a fragrance that retails for $90 on her website at full price. And when I first saw it, I just could not believe it. I thought to myself, how is that possible? For, you know, a full bottle, you're paying $90, right? So I just went ahead and ordered it. And I really didn't expect to love it very much for whatever reason. But I was so wrong because at first sniff, I fell in love with this fragrance. This is a woody, floral, musky kind of fragrance. And I have to tell you that this is a fragrance that opens up like warm, spicy. But what I pick up immediately, which is, to be honest with you, one of the things that I love the most about this fragrance is it introduces the note of ginger immediately. Do I pick up on the fruity notes in the opening? Yes, I do. But to my nose, the dominant note in the opening, and a note that will be with you throughout the entire wear of the fragrance, is the note of ginger. And the way that it's been done is just so, so beautiful. In addition to the ginger, I would say that the second note that I pick up on the most is the note of jasmine. And it is just so, so smooth, so beautifully done. I tell you, this is a fragrance that, to me, gives the smell of like rich. I mean, that's all I can say. This smells so exquisitely rich. This is a fragrance, guys, that is very, very elegant without giving an air of maturity at all whatsoever, because it also has like a brightness and an airiness to it that's just incredible. But this fragrance does give me the smell of luxury and expensive. This is not a fragrance that I would ever expect to pay $90 for at all whatsoever. I think that you would absolutely love this fragrance and pull it quite a bit for the seasons of spring and summer. But I must say that you may be able to pull off this fragrance all throughout the year. And this could very well become your signature scent. I don't know why I haven't heard more people talk about this fragrance. I haven't heard much, if at all, but I have to tell you, this one is like below radar because it is a true beauty. The other thing that I did want to make sure that I mention is that this fragrance, not necessarily in the opening, but throughout the wear of the fragrance, sometimes I get sniffs of myself and it reminds me completely of Le Labo's Santal 33. Yes, it does. Is it the same fragrance? No, but it's that like, it has that aesthetic, that like clean vibe to it, while also having like a ton of personality, because it does. I tell you, this is a very, very different fragrance. It also performs very well because it does give me a full day wear. It does have like a moderate projection, but it does have a very strong sillage, which will definitely get you some attention. To me, this is very much a unisex fragrance. It does not lean to the feminine or to the masculine side. I'm telling you, it's that Le Labo Santal 33 vibe all the way. It's that same unisex feel where there is no doubt that anybody can wear the fragrance. I also think that this is perfect for any age, for any occasion, day or night. I tell you, this is a fragrance that at least please get your nose on it, because I have the feeling that you're going to be quite surprised that this fragrance has not been hyped more. Maybe it has and I just don't know it. Had you heard of your turn? I had talked about this fragrance one time here on the channel during the Chatty Scent Corner. I told you that it was coming and I didn't know if I was going to pick it up or not. But I'm telling you, I am so glad that I added it to my collection, and especially at this price point. Let us know, have you tried it? Had you heard about it? What are your thoughts? All right, guys, so that is what I had for you today, and I hope that this is helpful for you in case you are looking for a fragrance, a new spring summer fragrance that does not break the bank, but that will make you smell beautiful, luxurious, elegant, sophisticated, expensive, just a delight. There is not one fragrance in this group that I think will not accomplish that for you. I think that several of them may become a serious love, bordering on obsession for you, because the scent is just so exquisite. Anyway, guys, as always, thank you so much for hanging with me today, and I will see you all in the next video.